and a new experience for Neil Lennon. Of course, he came down some time ago to face his old side at Filbert Street, but this one, of course, will be a new experience for him. Two changes from Gordon Strachan's side on Saturday. Polish goalkeeper Artur Buric, he comes in place of David Marshall, and of course Jeremy Aliadier, he comes in place, or rather he drops out. Maciej Zurawski comes in place of him. Tosh, what do you think of the lineup for Gordon tonight?
Yeah, again, it'll be a 4-4-2 formation, but young Irvin keeps his place at right back, done well on Saturday. Boric comes in. It will be important that he strikes up an understanding with Balde and Varga right away, and Jurawski's got a chance to build up a partnership with John Hartson as well.
That'll be a very difficult thing to do, but of course these things develop through the course of time. But for that lineup, is Gordon now perhaps thinking towards next week in the Champions League qualifier? Is he now starting to go along that avenue?
Yeah, most certainly, Brian. He'll have his eye on that, because that's the most important fixture. Although these games are warm-up games, the first game out the road in Saturday, but he'll be looking for the Champions League qualifier, because it's a very important game for the club.
And of course, for a couple of old Celtic players, they're starting a new life down here in the Walker Stadium. Rab Douglas and of course Momo Silla facing their old side. What about the lineup Craig Levein has given us here?
Yeah, he's also got Maybury, who we know about. Dion Dublin's in there. Danny Tiato, who from my time at Stoke many years ago I know, so he's a terrific player as well. So it's sprinkled with players that we know. Obviously the manager Levein and Kenny Black will be keen to put one over Celtic as well, so this won't be a friendly tonight, Brian.
Is Gordon now looking for the lads to step up another level from Saturday and then step up another level again on Thursday?
Well, not just Gordon, the players themselves. Obviously they get the first game out the road on Saturday. They'll be keen to add to that tonight. It's a terrific arena, the Walker Stadium, cracking pitch early in the season, so Celtic will be looking to get the ball slapped about here, and again a terrific away support following the Celts again.
One more time, yeah, of course they turned out in their numbers on Saturday at Craven Cottage. They're here again at the Walker Stadium tonight, and they'll be expecting and hoping that their side can actually just come out on top against an old adversary in the likes of Craig Levein and of course his assistant Peter Houston. Neil Lennon once again, another occasion for him, and it must be a very special one for him tonight to revisit Leicester and lead out the Celtic team tonight.
Yeah, obviously he's used to the old stadium, but this is his first time back as a player at the new stadium, and he's a worthy captain of Celtic. He's very inspirational, and hopefully can get the boys going to a victory tonight.
Right, so it's Neil Lennon and company. Not really too many changes from Saturday, just the two that we mentioned. Aliadier and Marshall drop onto the bench. Maciej Zurawski and Artur Buric will obviously start tonight. Now, how important is it for Buric to develop a very good and very quick understanding with the back four?
It's very important, Brian, because obviously Balde and Varga weren't complimenting themselves on Saturday. They let the strikers of Fulham get in behind them, and it's all about communicating. And that back three of Balde, Varga and the goalkeeper, because that's the most important. That's the spine of the team. If they can get that sorted out, then Celtic won't be leaking goals as they did at the end of the season last season. So it's going to be a very important game for the new goalkeeper Boric tonight.
Yeah, one very interesting note tonight about the match officials. One of them a young lady, so we'll see how she copes with the rigours of coming up against one of the most famous footballing sides in the world. And of course young Amy Rayner, there she is, just in vision, you can see her just behind the match referee. Here's hoping that she has a very good game tonight, and I'm quite certain that the guys will be, shall we say, Tosh, very kind to her.
Well, maybe for the first couple of minutes until she makes a bad decision, Brian, but she's put herself in the firing line, so all the best to her.
Absolutely. Don't forget, of course, there's more pre-season action coming on Thursday night. Celtic will face Sporting Lisbon, and really all the action is concentrated upon tonight. We're just going through the match formalities with the photographs and the mascots as well, and of course we're about to get the game underway, but more obvious, let's talk more about Mo Kamara, who really had an outstanding debut for Celtic on Saturday. An absolute buzz bomb, works very well up the left hand side and is not really frightened to go box to box.
No, he was the pick of the bunch in Saturday, Brian. Obviously I can comment, I used to play left back. It's not easy at times to get back and up. He was working very hard on Saturday to get forward and forge an understanding with McGeady. but he was terrific for Celtic on Saturday.
And of course Gordon Strachan and Craig Levine, both colleagues at international level, and of course they faced each other in the Scottish League as well. I think perhaps along the lines of 1983, 1984.
Yeah, you're the man for the stats, Brian, so you'll be able to tell me.
So the Celtic team back into the huddle, and of course that's something that we're well used to, and the manager there, he's hoping that his side really to get off to a very, very good start, and it will be interesting to see how this partnership between John Hartson and Maciej Zurawski develops. It will be a very interesting one, and no doubt Zurawski very, very determined to make up for that penalty miss on Saturday. Perhaps a little bit of nerves into the bargain as well.
Yeah, it was a bit disappointing because I would like to have seen him to get off to a flyer with sticking the penalty away, and then the pressure's off, getting his first goal for Celtic. At the end, all the Celtic supporters were, so it was a wee bit disappointing for him, but I'm sure he'll be keen to make up for that tonight. Looked lively when he came on Saturday.
Well, James Wilowski, the young Australian, will get the game underway, and of course it's Leicester City to start the match this evening, and it'll be young Gary Irvine who will take the first throw-in away out on that far right hand side. And it'll be interesting again to see how Neil Lennon and Chris Sutton develop that partnership in the heart of the midfield. First touch for Zurawski, and of course Leicester City very, very quick to come in and sweep things up. Baldi's first touch, hooks it away up to the halfway line. Petrov with the flick inside. Now Zurawski gets away from Stearman. Petrov picks up the scraps. On the left hand side, and of course looking for Mark de Vries. He's inside the 18-yard box. Will Leicester City open the scoring? Oh, it's a penalty. It's a penalty. Dion Dublin was going through. He was brought down in the 18-yard box. Any other day, well, that could have been a very different story for the player. And of course Bobo Balde just getting himself into a little bit of problems here. Stan Varga couldn't reach it, and it was Chris Sutton with a challenge on Dion Dublin.
Yeah, very slack again from Balde. We're only a minute into the game and had slackness causes Celtic a penalty, and Dion Dublin, I thought it was a wee bit soft. I think Chris Sutton just got a nick on the ball, but Dublin's got a chance to put Leicester ahead.
Steps up right-footed. It's a great save by the Polish goalkeeper. Absolutely fabulous for Boric, and he's got off to a very good start.
Well, his countrymen obviously a bit disappointed at missing a penalty on Saturday, but Boric gets himself off to an absolute flyer with saving a penalty in his first game, actually in his first couple of minutes of his first game, so great start from Boric.
He'll be a very, very disappointed man. And the keeper guessed right and got down and parried it away, so it's still level. It could have been a very different story moments ago.
Yeah, hopefully Bobo Balde will learn his lesson and clear his lines, because that was a bit of slackness creeping in that we don't want to see, causing the penalty.
Now Aidan McGeady. Lennon linking up with Sutton. Nice little touch from McGeady, sets off Kamara up against Alan Maybury. And Leicester eventually digging themselves out of trouble. So a very, very good start for Leicester City, an even better one for Celtic, and of course Artur Boric. Now McCarthy. Maybury. Mark de Vries looking for a little knock-on from Dion Dublin. Square ball by Lennon. Nice little touch from Gary Irvine. Petrov turns back away from the 17-year-old Richard Stearman. And Petrov taking no chance whatsoever, giving it all the way back to his goalkeeper. Well, I think Celtic have been given a very, very early wake-up call, Tosh.
Yeah, most certainly. I mentioned a bit of slackness. Hopefully that'll be out the road now, and Celtic can step this up, and it's a very important game looking forward to this Champions League qualifier, but it's shaping up to be not a bad game tonight, Brian.
Well, one thing Leicester City are doing, they're not sitting back. They're going to play a pressing game. Anytime any Celtic player gets on the ball, you see a blue jersey closing them down.
Yeah, most certainly. I don't think this will be a friendly by any matter of means. Leicester will be keen, obviously, for the start of their season, but Celtic into their second game, they'll be looking to step up their fitness with one eye on this very important Champions League.
Stan Varga. Sutton and McGeady combining. And the youngster trying to break through there, but unable to do so. Momo Silla. Back to McCarthy. And wide again to Silla. Little flick on by De Vries, looking for Dion Dublin, but Dublin was just a little bit too deep on his left-hand side. Mabry loses out to Zurawski and Aidan McGeady. Zurawski offside.
Decent enough pressure there from Celtic, Brian, but McGeady looking to release, or Zarowski looking to getting released a wee bit quicker than McGeady, just a wee bit unlucky. Yeah, there we see it there. Zarowski just stepping up into an offside position. McGeady must release the ball earlier for his run.
Well, maybe just went a little bit too early, but the end result is that Leicester City have possession back. McCarthy looking to start again. Gets it back from Mabry, first time from McCarthy up to Silla. Must have been an interesting battle between Silla and Kamara. And Chris Sutton just coming across his former teammate, and Momo Silla has taken a knock in the process. He's still down, play continues. Gary Irvine on the far side, Silla's back on his feet. Now John Hartson. Petrov is in the middle. Well, that can be nothing more than just what you see on an oval-shaped ball on the field. That's more akin to a rugby tackle.
Yeah, just the strength of John Hartson and taking him beyond the defender. He had no option but to pull him back, and Celtic having a free kick in a very dangerous position.
It's a decent free kick. It's cleared away. Back in by Sutton. And the danger just goes away for Craig Levine's side. Good header from Balder. McGeady brings it down, but is being closed down very quickly by Dublin. Leicester have it back. Tiato. Switching play. Now Silla. It's a decent ball. And not a bad effort. Not a bad effort from Richard Stearman. A good cross from James Wesolowski, the young Australian, to pick out Stearman.
Yeah, Wesolowski just floating into the back post. Good touch from Stearman. Probably been better trying to play that back across the front of the goal, but a decent effort at this stage.
Well, Leicester City certainly have started very bright indeed. Little flick on by Sutton. And Rab Douglas well out of his goal. It's played back by Gary Irvine. Stan Petrov couldn't just collect that one from Stearman. Wesolowski. Johansson. Out wide again to Mabry. A lot of traffic coming down the right hand side. Now Silla and Kamara going and trying to match each other for pace. Kamara does very well indeed. Dublin gets it over, and the shot comes in from Wesolowski. Dublin has it back. Tiato. Stearman up against Irvine. Tiato gets it back. Good block by Petrov. Good block. This will be a very tough test tonight, Tosh, for Celtic.
Yeah, all indications that Leicester are well up for the game. They've had a couple of chances and obviously had the penalty missed as well, but there we see a free kick, so it's tasty early on. Yeah,
the young Australian felled by Stilian Petrov. Goran Strachan, deep in conversation. And I just wonder if at this early stage you might be thinking about tinkering with things, but I think some things are best left alone and really try to get the team settled down. Now danger for Celtic. Over everybody's heads, John Hartson in the thick of things. And of course it was aimed for Dion Dublin, 36-year-old player, well, perhaps in the twilight of his career.
Yeah, but still a handful. They've got the advantage in the box, and what a front two that is. Landed the giants there, Dion Dublin and Mark de Vries. We know about de Vries from his Hearts days, but certainly Leicester will be looking for ammunition into the box for them to trouble Varga and Balde, but that'll be a good contest. Long
ball aimed for Hearts, and it comes down to McGeady. Hartson hugging the left-hand touchline into Lennon. And again, well, Leicester City closing Celtic players down very quickly indeed. Long ball by Balde, looking for Petrov. Petrov acknowledging the attempt from the Celtic defender. Throw into Leicester City, they have it back. Now McCarthy, 12 appearances last year for Leicester. We're hoping to improve on that this year. Good interception from Sutton, well brought down by McGeady, gets away from Maybury. Hartson and Zurawski in the middle. McGeady does very well. Gets help from Kamara. Lennon to Hartson. Well, I just thought Chris Sutton was lining up for the shot there, hoping to get it from Zurawski. Leicester breaking. Stearman on the left-hand side, up against young Gary Irvine. Lennon assists, and the youngster does his job very well indeed.
Yeah, decent enough tackle, and got back into a good position there, jockeying, and the time to get his tackle in, but then Boba Balde sclaffs the ball out of the park, which he in these opening stages really has to get his act together, Brian.
McCarthy, long, too high for Stearman. Very high up on that left-hand side. Throw into Celtic. Well, it was 0-0 on Saturday. Celtic had their chances. They will be hoping to take them tonight. This indeed will be a very, very tough game for them, despite the fact it's a pre-season friendly. Craig Levein will be hoping to get one over on them.
Yeah, early on you see the Levein stamped his authority down here as well. His team are playing the pressing game, like to get busy in midfield and shut people down, and this game has the makings of a very good game of what we've seen so far.
Well, Craig Levein will have to operate with a limited budget for the next season. A lot of players have left the club. He's brought some quality players in. There's one of them, Momo Silla. Zurawski applying the pressure, but Silla continues. Well done by Silla. And eventually the frustration, and eventually it came from Aidan McGeady, and a free kick to Leicester. No, throw-in's been given. I'm not too sure about that one. I'm certain that was a throw-in for Celtic. Sutton, you know, he's played that off Maybury, and the assistant referee's got that wrong.
Yeah, it's obviously it looked like a Celtic throw, but the throw's obviously been taken, and Celtic have got to go on with it now, Brian.
Danny Tiato with a left foot shot. Petrov closed them down very quickly. That was a good attempt from the Australian and the Leicester City captain.
Yeah, try to take advantage from the throw-in that didn't look as if it was theirs, and it ball back to the edge of the box, and Tiato had a snapshot. A sweet left foot he's got. He's been at Man City as well, another big club, but looking obviously to further his career here at Leicester.
Boroc, Petrov with the flick on, looking for Hartson. Offside again. Well, John
balls,
Hartson
please.
Not too happy about that one. Well, Leicester holding a very high line. That's something that Celtic will have to get used to, and they'll have to use their intelligence to get beyond it. And I'm certain they will work it out very quickly indeed. Kamara down the left, looking for Zurawski, finds him. It's given away by Zurawski. Williams inside to Wesolowski. What What a night for young Richard Stearman, the young 17-year-old coming up against a quality side. He'll no doubt be enjoying this one.
Yeah, two young fullbacks in opposition there. Gary Irvine will be looking to get forward, and Stearman will be looking to trouble Gary Irvine, so it's going to be interesting. Another good contest over in that right-left hand side.
Yeah,
whatever way you want to look at it, Brian.
Well, I'm sure
we'll say right.
I'm sure you know what you meant. Teatto trying to go around Gary Irvine, wasn't successful. Celtic youngster has it. Long throw, flick on by Hartson. And again, Leicester have possession. Alan Maybury. It's well knocked in by Teatto, knocked down by Williams. Wesolowski, well, trying to get a little bit fancy rather than playing it simple. And well hooked away and thumped away by Bobo Balde. Excellent clearance from the Celtic defender. Leicester City having a lot of possession for the moment.
Yeah, just a wee bit of slackness creeping in again there at the back. Gary Irvine taking a touch too many. Just clear your lines, get it out the danger area. Don't bring the opposition onto you in dangerous areas. And obviously Bobo Balde's got to tighten up a touch as well, but Leicester doing their job, putting Celtic under pressure at this stage.
Johansson through Danny Teatto. Now Leicester City in the attack. Mark de Vries up against Varga. Excellent save, and another fabulous save by the Celtic goalkeeper. Absolutely outstanding, Tosh.
Yeah, terrific stuff. Varga gets himself caught on the wrong side of de Vries. Looked as if they were both pulling at each other. The referee let it go, but Boruc coming out again, smothering the shot. Really good goalkeeping.
Well, there it is again. Gareth Williams released de Vries to the inside left channel. He managed to shake off Varga, but he couldn't get it beyond Boruc.
Yeah, making yourself big, and that is really good goalkeeping. If you get beyond the back line, you're looking for your goalkeeper to be out early and thwart the danger.
Well, he says he's got a point to prove, not only in Scotland, but also the international scene as well. He's hoping to dispossess Jerzy Dudek.
Yeah, that's what he's looking at, but first and foremost, I think he'll be looking at domestically doing a job for Celtic. We're 16 minutes into his debut, and he's done very well so far.
Free kick for Celtic. Still in. Petrov will take this one. Won't be Gary Irvine. Well, that was not what I think he intended. And the youngster's actually limping as well. If you look at Gary Irvine, he's in a little bit of bother.
Yeah, I think he's going to require a bit of treatment from the physio. He's already signalled to the bench that he's in a bit of trouble. I don't know, it looks as if maybe his ankle, he's taking a knock, but he's certainly struggling at this stage, the young fella, and he's down now.
Yeah,
waiting for the physio to come on.
I think if there's any degree of just any problem at all as far as he's concerned, I don't think Gordon Strachan will take the chance. I think he'll just get him right off.
Well, certainly they'll give it 5 minutes to see how it is. He's indicating it is his ankle. That's where he's got the problem. So the physio will give him a bit of treatment and see how it is. So this is going to be an interesting one, because I don't think, unless McManus can come on and play right back, there's another right back on the bench.
Yeah, that would be interesting, because McManus predominantly plays on the left-hand side. There's the free kick again. I've absolutely no doubt whatsoever. Yeah, you can see he's having a lot of problems there, and that's really the result of the free kick going astray.
Well, it's a bit disappointing, because obviously he made his debut at Fulham, done very well on Saturday, and we're only now 17 minutes into this game, and it looks as if he's going to be replaced. So very disappointing for the young lad, because he looked to be a promising player in his debut on Saturday.
And Gordon Strachan there calling over Aidan McGeady, and the Celtic midfielder be getting words of advice from the Celtic manager, and he's just pointing out one or two little things to him there.
Yeah, he's hands-on as a coach, Gordon. He likes to, I think he made the statement that he's wanting to improve every player at the club, whether they're 16 or 30 or 35. His job is to improve every aspect of every player's game, and he'll be keen to coach players during games, at training, and having a word with McGeady there just to tell him what's required.
Well, Gary Irvine going up the tunnel, I think that could very well be the end of the game for him. Celtic down to 10 men temporarily.
Looks as if Beattie's going to come on. I don't know where he's going to fit in. Maybe Celtic could then go to 3 at the back, or Petrov could maybe slot in at right back.
Yeah, it could very well be the case, and it could be the case that they drop Chris Sutton back as well. But we're about to see what Gordon's going to do here. Now, Alan Maybury looking for Dublin. Very good catch. Very good catch.
That's terrific stuff. That's what you want to see from your goalkeeper. High floated ball into the box looking for Dion Dublin. But Boroch comes out, commands the area. Terrific goalkeeping, Brian.
Well, Celtic substitution about to be made. That's away by Niels Johansson, or rather Richard Stearman. And Chris Sutton just knocks the ball out, and the substitution now about to be made. Craig Beattie, you're dead right.
Yeah, Beattie come on. Looks as if Petrov's maybe going to drop back into that right back position. Not really suited, unless Beattie's maybe going to drop back in there. So this is a new role for Craig Beattie as well.
That's a learning process for him as well, and we'll see how he manages to cope with that very soon. There's absolutely no doubt about it. Leicester City have indeed started very brightly. They lost out in Norway against Lillestrøm. They'll be looking to make amends on behalf of the manager. Maybury down the right hand side, looking for Silla. Good header from Varga. Saraski unable to control it. Williams inside, picked up by Niels Johansson. Taking it back, no pressure applied from the Celtic strikers. McCarthy. Over Silla, back to Maybury. Williams. The challenge from Hartson on Danny Tiato. Looking desperately to win that one back, and that was a little bit rash on Chris Sutton.
Yeah, he's a wee bit fiery, Danny Tiato. Been sent off a couple of times in his career, but I think obviously got a wee bit upset by the attention of John Hartson, and then went in late on Chris Sutton, but really got to calm himself down a wee touch.
Yeah, just the challenge on Chris Sutton there, just probably frustration coming through on that man's behalf there. He's trying to plead his case there with the match referee, and quite simply that's a waste of time.
Yeah, the referee having none of it, he knows it's a bad challenge, and that's why he blew for a free kick, but Tiato's got to just calm himself down a wee touch.
Kamara, well done, stepping inside, getting away from Silla. Zurawski unable to control again. Celtic have it back through Sutton. Slack pass by Dion Dublin, and eventually Chris Sutton crowded out. Tiato, good pass out to the left hand side, well done by Stearman. Good interception by Craig Beattie. He saw it coming all the way, and he timed it to perfection. And John Hartson bundled out of that one by McCarthy. Silla through the middle. This will be the goalkeeper's ball. And again, Artur Boruc gets it right.
Yeah, commanding early call to Balde, out taking the ball, and obviously full of commitment. He's coming. He's obviously talking to Balde and Varga. It's been a very good start from Boruc so far.
Kamara with the throw in for Celtic. Just coming up on 23 minutes played, still goalless. Leicester City, they've had their chances. They missed a penalty in the second minute. And the Celtic goalkeeper came to the rescue again. But Mark de Vries was sent through by Gareth Williams. Now Celtic have it back. Aidan McGeady muscled off there by Wesolowski. That's an unfamiliar role for Craig Beattie, but no doubt he's more than delighted to get on the field and just get involved in the game. Tiato. Williams goes beyond him. Lennon tracks him. Tiato gets it back from Stearman. Now Wesolowski. A little bit too much for Alan Maybury. Does well to keep possession for Leicester. But a slack touch from him. Eventually gives it back to Celtic. Now Kamara, the buzz bomb up on the left-hand side. He's up against McCarthy. And again, just the physical presence and strength of the Leicester City defender shrugs off Kamara.
Yeah, but that's him showing the willingness to get forward again, Brian. That's a terrific play again from Kamara, joining up with McGeady. Just his first touch, obviously not good enough, and McCarthy getting across to read the danger, but he's trying to bomb on again as he was doing on Saturday at Fulham. So again, showing indications that he's going to be a very good player for Celtic.
De Vries up against Balde. Thrown for Leicester. Wesolowski is free. Little flick on there by Williams, and Celtic eventually cleared up. Craig Beattie takes no chances. Hartson does well, so does Zurawski. Hartson gets it back. Good run by Sutton. And the pass for Aidan McGeady, it didn't reach him. You could see what was going through Sutton's mind.
Yeah, very good play from Celtic again. John Hartson doing well with his strength, playing it into Chris Sutton, but again, just in the final third, again into the second game, maybe a wee bit critical, but it's got to get better, the pass in the final third of the pitch, whether it's crossing or through balls, it's got to get a wee bit better than that, Brian.
Silla, no doubt enjoyed his time at Celtic, but sometimes you need to change to move your future on. Offside against Mark De Vries. And he'll be looking to do very well tonight.
Yeah, that's what they're looking to get in the wide areas, and De Vries are doubling, pulling away for that long diagonal, and obviously the support of the midfield players like Gareth Williams and Wesolowski to get up and support them, but look as if they're getting their tactics spot on at the moment, shutting Celtic down. Good with their passing, but Celtic obviously making a game of it as well.
Well, John Hartson thought he'd won that one, but the referee decided he got the final touch. Well, no doubt he'll be looking for service along with Zurawski. That's the way the goals will come. Balde barging into the back of Dion Dublin. It will be a free kick to Leicester City. And again, Tosh, the game just slowing down ever so slightly, just at walking pace at the moment.
Yeah, the tempo was good from the start. Here's Boric coming again, good commanding call. Players get out his road, and he's shown the commitment that he wants to come and take everything. This guy looks apart, Brian.
Well, he's making a statement tonight. He's going to make it very difficult for Gordon Strachan, who's already been documented as saying that David Marshall will start as his number one.
Yeah, but tonight, and not for a long time, we've seen this commitment from a Celtic goalkeeper, just commanding his area and showing the presence required just to come and take everything. It really has been a great start from Boric. Good
pass from Beattie, finding Petrov. Now Kamara up on the left-hand side. Decent ball into the back post area. And a header from Chris Sutton going astray. Well, he thrives on cross balls into that area. That's not been his best header, Tosh.
No, it wasn't the best header of his career, but at least he's getting in there. And again, Kamara delivering from this left-hand side, and it was, by Chris Sutton standards, a half chance.
Danitiato losing out. Good challenge by Petrov. Now Zurawski carrying the ball. Aidan McGeady's on the left-hand side. Can he get a shot off? He does. Trying to beat Rob Douglas at his near post area.
Yeah, it was a decent effort, but I think if Zurawski would have got his head up, he would have seen Stan Petrov on the right-hand side, but decided to play it to McGeady. Showing his wee trick, past Maybury, but left foot shot going into the side net, but I think the better option would have been Stan Petrov on the right-hand side.
Well, at least he's getting in there. He's taking the chances when they present themselves, but still goalless for the moment. Dublin does very well to find Tiato. Stearman into the feet of Gareth Williams. And Craig Beattie, well, he's got a record as a striker. Let's see how he fares as a defender tonight, and so far he really hasn't put a foot wrong.
Yeah, he's capable, he's got good aggression, he's got a good attitude to the game, so Gordon Strickland's obviously asked him to go in there and do a job at right back, which he's doing at the moment.
Stearman, well closed down by Petrov, forcing Leicester City back almost onto top of their 18-yard box. Johansson will give it back to Douglas. Good clear out from the former Celtic goalkeeper. Well, Chris Sutton got away with that one, and Petrov took a little knock there. And the referee, Peter Walton, very quick to blow the whistle. It will be left to Bobo Balda to take this one. I understand from Craig Levine's camp that they won't be making any changes during the first 45 minutes, perhaps at half-time. And again, Stilian Petrov does very well indeed, and again the aggressor is Richard Stearman.
Yeah, they're not here to make up the numbers, Leicester. I think you mentioned there'll be no changes 45. I think they'll wait to the hour, give it their best shot to the hour mark, and then we could probably see both teams making a few changes. But again, Celtic getting a free kick in a decent position, so hopefully McGeady can make better use of it.
Well, the big guns are up. Balda's there, Varga's there, Hartson, Sutton. McGeady will take it. Comes off Danny Tiato, right into the hands of Rob Douglas.
Yeah, again, it wasn't the best of free kicks. I think it took a deflection, could have found a Celtic player on the way through, but Robert Douglas this time came out and commanded his area and covering up the danger.
De Vries wins the challenge. It's cleared by Mo Kamara and offside. Again, the flag's going up very quickly. Well, 30 minutes played. How do you think they've fared from Saturday to tonight?
Yeah, again, it's a pre-season game. It's difficult at times, but certainly Leicester, I've mentioned, aren't here to make up the numbers. They're getting about their business properly. Celtic need to get the ball down and get their passing game going, try and introduce the two forwards with better service. And when you get in the last third, the crossing and the service into the strikers have got to be a wee bit better than that's been shown so far on Saturday and tonight, Brian.
Zurawski's pass going astray, intended for Petrov. Perhaps the wind catching it and taking it out to safety. Now Johansson. Long ball looking for De Vries, won by Balda. Mowasilla gets it back through McCarthy. Now Alan Mabry. Leicester quite happy to hang on to possession and take it back all the way and start all over again. Now Beattie. Again, long ball. Petrov unable to get onto that.
Yeah, Petrov looking back at Beattie there, but I thought it was a decent enough ball, and Petrov should have had enough quality to get that under control, but Celtic on the attack again.